We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Eagle unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. I can't even hold you. At this point, it is truly getting pathetic. The Gervonta Tank Davis hate, obsession. In this video, we gonna break it down like one big happy family. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. The obsession continues, and it is new level, getting ridiculous in the sport of boxing. Now, if you follow my channel and don't live under a rock, Gervonta Davis announced his next fight, an exhibition scheduled for November with Jake Paul, and it's been met with very mixed reviews. The day after, you have Lamont Roach. Enter Lamont Roach. The man is in the club like he 50 Cent. Go shawty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. The man is in the club and he got people holding up a Tank is ducking, like with sparklers, a sign. Bro, this is beyond corny. That's just it. I don't have no other way to put it. It is beyond corny. Like, first of all, I'm not mad if you feel a type of way in terms of feeling slighted, because you felt you did good in the fight with Tank Davis. You felt you won. The results are a draw. He announces he's fighting Jake Paul. But as a man got to deal with certain things on the chin. And for me, this is just corny. Like, what is the point? For starters, I don't understand this whole narrative that Tank is ducking. Here's why. It was public knowledge that Tank was going to fight Jake Paul regardless, before, like, this was orchestrated before the Lamont Roach fight even happened. That is a fact. If you listen to the post-fight press conference, pretty much it was revealed. Tank said somebody was in attendance watching my fight with Lamont Roach, and we were supposed to announce something, but I can't say too much because I don't know. So after having a draw, which he probably didn't expect to have a draw with Lamont Roach, he probably expected more so a clean victory. You know, he stated that there was a surprise that was supposed to be announced, but obviously if you scored a draw, maybe that's not the opportune time to make that announcement and make it public. But many people had already speculated and reported that it was a fight with Jake Paul. So the reality is this: they were making this plan before you even had the fight, right? Before you and Tank draw, hair grease, whatever people are talking about, right? So to act like he's now ducking because he took the money route, which is going to be a lot of money, which we'll get into, it just sounds corny to me, because ain't no man watching this video. You guys can type all this fake nobility and ethical stuff like, oh man, I would run it back with a lesser person for lesser money because I'm about honor. But you guys are full of it, because anytime there's a boxing negotiation, so let's say Brian Norman and Jerron Boots Ennis, when they were in negotiation and the first offer came through, well, let's say it was $1.25 million. A lot of you fools was in the comment section saying Brian Norman is an idiot. He needs to take that. He didn't take it and kept negotiating. And then he got the offer reportedly up to $1.7 million, and he still didn't take that, right? Then it was really World War III, where the fans said, Brian Norman is a duck. Brian Norman is an idiot. He should have took the 1.7. You'll never get that paycheck in your life. You're silly. You're stupid. You're a duck. You'll never see this money again. Blah, blah, blah. Literally one knockout later, Jin Sasaki knockout, the man, Brian Norman, gets a fight with Devin Haney, and they haven't come out with the actual amount, but he's making equivalent to that, if not greater, for sure. For sure. He has to travel to Saudi Arabia. He's defending his title on a named card with a named opponent. So for that, it's going to cost him. So let y'all tell it. Brian Norman should have just agreed to the first offer. The same thing y'all did with Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder when he was trying to fight Anthony Joshua, and he was like offered 12.5 million flat with no pay-per-view back end, which is a horrible, horrible offer, right? And you guys told Wilder he should take it. He didn't take it. They didn't fight, but he made way over that fighting Tyson Fury 3 times, and the rest is history. So why would he have taken that? So the point I'm making when it comes to this boxing is y'all don't know jack. Y'all don't know ish, and you guys be some of the first people to break it down in your breakdowns in the comments, telling all these fighters to take 1 million or take peanuts because you want to see the fight, right? Tell Shakur to take whatever to fight Devin Haney because you want to see the fight. So why would Tank listen to these types of individuals who have shown that they clearly have never touched $1 million because they wouldn't be this thirsty, right? So to look at Tank Davis and act like you don't have to like the fight, but to act like you don't understand that this is crazy money and it's a crazy opportunity. So that is going to be a choice that most would consider. To fight Lamont Roach is dumb, because here's the thing. You can always fight Lamont Roach after the fact, right? Just put him on ice. And that's typically what happens. If you go to an ER, any ER in America, they have what's called a triage. And in that triage, if the person came in with a migraine or a headache, but it's not life-threatening, right? They have a clean bill of health, clean medical history. So that headache can wait because somebody came in the ER and they just got shot in the head and they're bleeding out. That's what's called a triage. The increased severity cases always get seen first. So in business, to act like you don't understand, the same ER triage concept applies, where at least it would be a consideration. Like, yo, I could fight Lamont Roach for X amount of dollars, or I could fight Jake Paul in a novelty big money business fight, right? Because on Netflix, and get cashed out and make $55 to $100 million, which I can't make fighting Lamont Roach. So that's why I'm saying it's corny, because you know the drill. Like, bro, let's be real. All this fake nobility is sickening in boxing. For example, does anybody believe, let's say the same exact thing Lamont Roach wants to show in a rematch with Tank, that he's better. If Lamont Roach got offered the same type of money Tank is going to make to fight Jake Paul, so let's just say $75, $100 million to fight anybody. Let's say Turkey was going to bring him Saudi Arabia to fight Mr. Beast, who doesn't even box, and he can make $100 million for his family, 50 million, 30 million, whatever the number is, make this type of money on Netflix. You think he's going to fight Tank? Like, honestly, you think he's going to be like, no, but the crowd needs a conclusion. The crowd must see me fight Tank in a duel. Like, ain't nobody going to do that, bro. Or at least they're going to consider the option. And Tank already told you he don't care about belts. He said he don't care. He's already accomplished his goals. He told you this. So why would you expect anything different? And frankly, y'all can say whatever you want. If the business made sense, I'm doing exactly what Tank did. And y'all just gonna have to be mad at me because I'm about to get that bag. And you guys had no problem when Anthony Joshua fought Ngannou. You had no problem when other people, like Ryan Garcia, was gonna fight a Japanese fighter and Poe. Nobody said anything. Ryan is an active fighter. He was suspended and he was about to fight some random. The only reason he didn't is because Golden Boy wasn't involved in the deal and he's contracted to Golden Boy, so they messed it up. But they already did press conferences and everything. And the man was suspended for cheating and failing a PED test. And then Ryan, out of all people, is like, oh, how could Tank do this? Boxing is WWE. Bro, you were the same dude that said you wanted to fight Jake Paul. What are you talking about? You were the same dude that was about to fight a kickboxer because you want to avenge it for Manny Pacquiao while you were suspended for failing a PED test. So please, miss me with the theatrics. Y'all don't like Tank. Y'all don't like black fighters a lot of times. Y'all don't like Al Heyman. Y'all don't like the PBC. And that's what this really boils down to. The reason being is when other people do it, you don't have any problem with it. The only time you care is when it's a guy you don't want to get that look. That's it. When it's a fighter that you don't want to see get the bag. When Terence Crawford, yes, he was fighting a boxer, but it was a boxer nobody wanted to see him fight. We wanted to see him fight Errol Spence and other great opportunities. He fought David Avocado, and the same Bud buddies were like, oh, he's getting a bag for it. He's getting $10 million to fight a tune-up horrible fight that turned out to be a horrible fight that nobody wanted to see. But you guys, the Bud buddies, were like, cool, let Bud get his money. But now when it's Tank, somebody who's beef with Bud's side, Keyshawn's and the Shakur, now you don't want to say the same people. That's why I said this whole game is fake. The same people that told Bud to get his money, which is a lot less than Tank is going to make with Jake Paul. Bud was reported to get $10 million to fight against homeboy David Avocado. Tank is going to make way more than $10 million to have this exhibition with Jake Paul. But again, you guys were like, Bud, get your money. The only difference is Bud fought a guy who's a longtime boxer. But who cares? It wasn't a big event. That's why they put it in Omaha. And Jake Paul is a boxer that's been boxing less time. What's the real big difference? What's the big difference? Again, some people don't look at Jake Paul as a real boxer. He's been boxing, like y'all been complaining for years, and he's been boxing consistently since that point. So it's like, what are we talking about? At what point does he become a boxer? You know what I mean? Like he literally has been doing it, has been training, etc. And then you even have people saying, oh, he's getting better and all this type of stuff. But then y'all hating on Tank. I'm glad Tank, the more I think about it, the more I'm glad Tank did it and it's making y'all mad and he about to get money. And Jake Paul's making y'all mad and it makes me happy. So I don't care who's mad, deal with it. But this Lamont Roach thing is corny. You know why he's fighting Jake Paul. I think everybody with a brain knows why this fight is happening. I'm not saying you have to like it because I don't really even like the matchup. Like it's just weird. It's just like but it's part of the boxing culture. And I've already went over it. You guys allowed boxing to get like this, pirating the fight, even when there were good boxing matches. If y'all don't pay attention to real boxing and patronize the real fights, what did you think was going to happen? These influencers and these other people who are coming in and dipping their toes in boxing, but know how to talk, know how to get on the mic and brand themselves, know how to stream, etc., etc. They're doing a better job than actual boxers. So I blame the fans and I blame boxers because you are responsible for the culture as it is. I'm not. I've been following boxing, supporting boxing, putting my money back into boxing. All this equipment that I bought over the years was for boxing, right? Because that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about cooking and spaghetti bolognese recipes. Everything I've been talking about for 15 years on the channel is boxing. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing album reviews or movie reviews on the channel, right? Where other people, they start, boxing is very competitive. So they start talking about whatever, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, darts, or whatever, or stop doing it. I dedicated everything to boxing. So I know I'm not part of it because I put my money where my mouth is. But a lot of you guys didn't. And then for the fighters, the reason I'm blaming these fighters know how to fight. They know how to train. They are good in the ring. But a lot of them have the personality of a cardboard box, right? In an age like 2025 where streaming and the streamers are bigger than a lot of celebrities now, right? I Show Speed go in all these different countries and they know who he is from streaming. A lot of these fighters are like recluses. A lot of these fighters, what they do is they'll have a fight, and then when they're not fighting, you don't hear from them. They don't really pop out. They're not on Dancing with the Stars like Floyd Mayweather did, or The Voice, or showing you, or acting in movies. They're just like MIA until their next fight. And that reclusive behavior and just popping out occasionally, no wonder a guy like Jake Paul, a guy like Logan Paul, and I'm not even vouching like, oh, this is, I respect the hustle. That's all I'm saying. I respect the hustle. The reason why Logan Paul can get to the WWE is because he made his presence felt. And that's the reason why he got the Floyd Mayweather fight in these different looks. The reason why Jake Paul can fight Mike Tyson and now Tank is because he made himself important and he made himself a brand. These other fighters, like, look at how Lamont Roach is trying to make himself a brand by leeching on and attaching his name to Tank specifically and be like, Tank ducked me, I told y'all, and Tank don't want to fight me. Like, bro, it's corny. Same thing with Shakur. All these dudes do is sit around and talk about Tank, and it's very weird. So no, you're only hyping. If everybody's sitting around a campfire and they're telling stories about a particular person, you're only making that person bigger. You're making that person bigger because while you talk, they're working or doing whatever. They could be in the Bahamas on vacation and you're bringing awareness to their brand, right? Like you see all the people talk bad about Boxing Ego. They're bringing awareness to me. There's people out there that don't know who Boxing Ego is, but the fact that people are like, oh, Ego said this and Ego sucks or Ego's great or best in the business, it's all part of the same end result. Mission accomplished. The people are speaking about me. I would have to worry if the people weren't speaking about me because I control their emotions. I control their breathing. I control everything they do. People dedicate whole accounts and posts and videos to me. You think I'm doing that? You think I sit around watching what they do? The only reason I know about it is because people send me stuff. I don't watch it, but they send it to me. So I blame these fighters as well because these fighters actually, a lot of them, they're not Broners. They're not Floyd Mayweathers. They're not Tanks and Jake Pauls and Conor McGregors that found within the ability to fight, they also found a niche to be a showman and get people excited and informed about what you're doing, right? Like literally, fight by fight, Jake Paul has done a lot more to promote whatever fight he was fighting than a lot of these actual boxers. And if I was the boxer, I'm not letting no newbie pass me up. It's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. Right? That would make me step my game up. Like, dang, this outsider coming in, getting all these paychecks and getting all this attention. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.